Say bye.
Welcome, friends and family, to another episode of Tea Inspired. And today we're looking at the topic, the lesson in the bow. The bow was presented to man after the most devastating event to ever take place on earth happened. The bow was presented to man. Well, that if you not count the story where Eve eat the fruit and then get Adam for it, and then Adam eat, because that a kind of reason why Noah fi end up and build the ark still. Eh, But that's a one different story still. Right. So the bow was presented to man as a symbol of a promise that God has made to never again flood out this whole earth for destroy man or every living creature. And guess what? God is still honoring that promise today. Now you might say, but flood happen more leap a time after that in a different place. Then I would have to point out the fact that even though floods take place in different countries, different continents, different states over time, and sometimes it does cause like a flood like unto the day of Noah has never ever took place again. So and that is why we're still here today. And that would mean that in fact God is keeping his promise. Now, another thing I like about the bow is where it is placed and how it can be seen. And just to demonstrate how mighty and powerful and all the good things that you can call God he is, let me show you something. He hung his bow in the clouds, in a thin air. And in order for us to see the bow, in Genesis 19 and verse 14, he says, "And it shall come to pass, when I bring a cloud over the earth, that the bow shall be seen in the cloud." Which means God's bow is still there, even when we can't see it, even when there's no clouds. And let me just point out the two things that is needed in order for us to see the bow. One, we need water. And two, we need light. The cloud takes care of that because the cloud is made up of water particles. And the sun takes care of the light part because the sun. And when those two things come together, the bow can be seen. Let's look at it from another point of view. Because those two things also represents who made the promise and what the promise was made about, or why the promise was made. One, God, who is the father of light according to James 1 and verse 17, gave us a promise that he wouldn't send no whole heap of water upon the earth again, to the point that it floods the earth. Let me just reverse back and repeat again. So God, who is the father of light, gave us the bow as a symbol which he hung in the cloud where there is water. Father of light, water. Father of light, what? Alright, don't get it. No coincidence there. None at all. God is just the best. Now we can agree now that water naturally comes from the clouds. And because of God's promise to never let that water become a flood upon all the earth again, we no longer have to worry about that happening. Because he said he would not destroy all flesh again with water. Genesis 9 and verse 15. "And I will remember my covenant, which is between me and you and every living creature of all flesh. And the waters shall no more become a flood to destroy all flesh." So, I don't know if you see it, but without God's promise to us, it would actually be possible that every time rainfall could be the time that the earth would have flooded out again. All of it. So thank God. As he said in his word, he will remember his promise. "And the bow shall be in the cloud, and I will look upon it, that I may remember the everlasting covenant between God and every living creature of all flesh that is up on the earth. Now, when he said he will remember his promise, he's actually saying he will keep his promise. So, we now afraid to say, I'm going to forget. Although, based on how many we humans are behave on this face of this earth, we are push it. I mean, like, we really are push it. Like, Exodus 32, 9 and 10 push it. Yeah, man, we really are push. But that is another story still. So we have to remember to keep our promise. Like God, we have to remember to keep our promise. And talk about promise. And remember when you did say, God, if you take me through this, or if you heal me, or if you do so and so and so and so, you're going to give your life to God. Remember that? And you're going to stop with such and such a thing. You remember that? God complete film part. So if you not give your life to Him, where you wait, man? Eh? So hold on there. You remember the time that when you used to work at the computer shop and you invite this lady out to church. Yeah, man, remember. She never really agreed still, but you kept on asking her out to church. Every day, I say her. Until one day, what happened? She asked me if me I do something like, ask her if you come to church every time I see her in here. And then what you say? And me did say yes. And then after you see her again, what happened? So you if you keep a promise to man. Me never, alright, that is true. Me never asked her back again. So I didn't keep my promise. And for that, I am sorry. And if you're watching, you're invited to church again. So, friends and family, the bow is not just a beautiful thing to look up on when rain fall or when rain just don't fall. It is also a symbol of the promise of God that He will not destroy the earth with water again to rid it of human beings. Also, it is a symbol of His love and His mercy towards us. It is a symbol that He will always keep His promise to us. So God, in His mercy, chose to put away His weapon, His bow. He gave us one more shot at life everlasting, and that is life with Him through Jesus Christ. Yep. So let us make the best of this opportunity. Until then, walk saved, drive saved, and if you're not saved, you know the lick. Get saved. Bye.